Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin with breaking news. A 36-year-old man is now facing an aggravated assault charge after a reported stabbing in a North Fargo home. Fargo police say 36-year-old Paul John Ramirez of Argyle, Minnesota, has been arrested for aggravated assault. Just before 7 this morning, police were called to 1102 8th Avenue North for a report of a stabbing. Police have not commented further on the situation, but do say the victim is out of the hospital. New for you now at 5, the Minnesota Department of Health is now confirming its third case of COVID-19 in the state. The case is an Anoka County resident in their 30s who was likely exposed through contact with international travelers. The patient developed symptoms on February 28th and sought health care yesterday. Samples collected from the person tested positive earlier today. The patient is currently hospitalized in critical condition. The University of North Dakota says a student is being self-quarantined while they wait for coronavirus test results. The UND student was first tested for possible COVID-19 yesterday. They say the student's test results are still pending. It's unclear how the student may have been exposed. Stick with Valley News Live on this developing story. North Dakota has yet to see its first confirmed case of coronavirus, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. Local hospitals say they've been fielding dozens of calls with questions and possible symptoms of coronavirus and are now recommending anyone with concerns to make a virtual appointment with doctors before coming in person. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with officials today who say e-medicine is the best way to minimize exposure while still getting great care.
While virtual doctor visits are not new for Sanford and Essentia hospitals, they're not something that are used very often. But with more and more coronavirus cases across the U.S., hospitals here in the Valley are seeing and hearing more concerns.
Hey, I traveled. What do I need to be worried about? Or I may be traveling. What do I need to be worried about or thinking about?
And while both Sanford and Essentia say they haven't seen a spike in e-visits yet, they are anticipating one, encouraging patients, especially with concerns of coronavirus symptoms or exposure, to utilize an e-visit before coming to the hospital or clinic.
I think we'd like to, that or a phone call, because we can then screen and direct. I mean, absolutely, if we feel like somebody needs to come in or be directed to see somebody in person, we would do that.
That way, hospitals and staff have more time to prepare in the event of an active coronavirus case and to keep both you and other patients safe as well.
It is not a disease that we should not take seriously because, people have died. And saying that, I think there has been a bit of panic, and it's a little bit more in excess than I think is necessary.
In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
For more information on how e-visits work and how you can sign up for one, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. We seem to be in a pattern of warm and then cold every other day. We must be on a warm day. Let's go to our First Alert Storm Team and Nathan for more on tonight's forecast. Nathan?
Yeah, Andrea, that's exactly right. And that's good news for the melting, is having those warm days and then those cold nights so that we have a slow melt cycle. But clouds were around for most of the day today. You can see in our Valley Sky Cam looking toward the west. Things are indeed cloudy. And the west is where we are also looking for the possibility of some of those light snow showers pushing in. You can see just outside of Bismarck, actually a thunderstorm earlier today in the Bismarck area, but cold enough here that anything falling from the sky will likely be of the snow variety, but can't rule out some wintry mixed showers, especially in the Jamestown area as we speak. As we do take a close look at that map there and see that kind of the green and the pink and the purple does show the possibility of some mixed wintry precipitation. So yes, we could have enough of that to make for some slippery spots, mainly in our western neighborhoods as we go through this evening. And as Andrea was saying, yes, warmer today, 13 degrees warmer than yesterday, to be exact, at this hour, 17 degrees warmer this hour in Devil's Lake. So notably warmer, those temperatures right around freezing for most locations. And that's why, of course, we're watching for that potential of some wintry mix for this evening. And south winds will keep us fairly mild tonight, Andrea, and make us even warmer tomorrow. Of course, we'll break down that, but it does come to potential of some more precipitation. We'll break all that down in a couple minutes.
All right. Thanks, Nathan. Breaking news for you now. The North Dakota Health Department confirms that COVID-19 was not detected in the UND student who went into self-quarantine today. Two people are now facing multiple charges after a child is taken into protective custody following a SWAT team raid in South Fargo. Fargo police say it happened this morning around 7 in the 1900 block of 25th Street South. Police arrested 25-year-old Ermin Azadmavich along with 25-year-old Khadija Miles. After authorities executed a search warrant at an apartment, they found 29 ounces of marijuana, over $10,000, and a gun. The 9-month-old child there is now in protective custody. Police in Fargo have released stats showing crime here in the metro is on the rise. The new 2019 crime report shows overall crime is up 3% in Fargo. The police chief says much of that is driven by drug addicts stealing money or goods to trade for more drugs. Gross sexual imposition, aggravated assaults, robbery, and burglary reports all went up. However, homicides went down by 1. You can check out the full report on our VNL app. A Fargo reporter is now facing a domestic assault charge after an incident at his Moorhead home. 37-year-old Matt Henson of WDAY was arrested Sunday for allegedly grabbing and squeezing a woman's wrist to get a phone. Court documents state Henson and the woman he's living with got into an argument. The woman says Henson became aggressive, so she started recording him on her phone. Henson is facing 5th-degree domestic assault charges. He pleaded not guilty, and the judge ordered Henson to not contact the woman. We reached out to WDAY's news director, Jeff Nelson, for comment, but he did not return our call. A 33-year-old mother is facing multiple charges after admitting she threw her son over a balcony, severely injuring the child. 33-year-old Itavia Lloyd admitted to dragging her son from his bed and throwing him off the balcony, but won't say why. She's being held in the Ramsey County Jail on probable aggravated assault charges, malicious punishment of a child, and assault of a police officer. Her 11-year-old son suffered serious injuries, including a broken leg, fractured jaw, and head injuries. A 6-year-old sibling, also in the home at the time, appears to be unharmed. The country's leading insurance companies are making it easier for all to get tested for the coronavirus. Today, President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence met with health insurers in D.C., discussing what steps will be taken to help Americans get tested and to treat the virus.
That all the insurance companies here, either today or before today, have agreed to waive all co-pays on coronavirus testing and extend coverage for coronavirus treatment in all of their benefit plans.
Vice President Pence announced that assistance will not only be provided to Medicare and Medicaid patients, but also those who use private insurance companies. The 2020 flood fight in Fargo and Cass County is ramping up big time right now. Officials say 200 people are needed to help run Sandbag Central efficiently. Right now, volunteers are most needed in the early mornings and evenings from 2 to 7 p.m. Our very own Valley Today morning crew was out this afternoon helping fill sandbags.
We have people interview us and saying, boy, how can you guys be so good at this? I go, well, we've been doing it for 27 years. You know, you pay a price to learn, but we eventually learn, and it's all coming together. It works pretty smoothly here now that we're in our groove.
Organizers say operations will continue until the 400,000 sandbag goal is reached. The NDSU and UND basketball teams will meet in South Dakota tonight in their conference championship game. The winner of the Summit League will earn an automatic spot in the national championship tournament later this month. We'll have coverage of this important rivalry matchup tonight, so tune in to Valley News Live at 6 and 10 for the latest. The game tips off at 8 p.m. on ESPN2.